Hello, welcome to the Professional Friday. Today we're gonna have an interview with Gong. I'm really excited because he's someone that I've been watching since my childhood. Like he started this YouTube channel called JuBaFilms, which they made like super cool looking and like stylish short films about around dancing and VFX. And yeah, nowadays he's doing his own YouTube channel and doing pitches for series and stuff like that. But I think he should talk about that himself. So without talking more about him, let's just have him introduce himself. Hello, welcome, welcome, Gong
Hello,
Bao.
hello. Thank you for the introduction.
For sure.
My name is Gong Bao. I'm a YouTuber and content creator. Also, did some. I'm specialized in VFX stuff when I started out, and that's one of my signature things when I do projects still nowadays.
I also saw that you did a lot of camera work, right? That's also kind of your
Yes,
specialty.
yes, exactly. Actually, I'm just some kind of generalist. I do everything.
But you do everything really well.
No, but thank you. There are some parts where I really fuck up things.
Oh yeah. But like
Like,
what's like
um,
maybe you don't need to tell your most embarrassing story, but like what's something that you fucked up?
no, I'm not really good at directing, like the kind of acting directing, because I'm a pretty much of a visual director, because I have everything edited out already in my brain. And when there are people, when I try to direct actors, I only say something like, "Okay, just look down and then look up." But if there are scenes where acting is important, where people should have a certain feeling, I can't. I'm really bad at saying like, "Do this. You should feel that. There should be this kind of dynamic." That's really difficult.
I see, I see. Is that something you wanna improve and learn on?
Yeah, sure, I do. There are projects that I do right now where I experiment on it.
I see. That's good, that's good. Maybe I wanna like introduce a little bit more of your background still, like kind of like how you got started with this whole YouTube thing and how you learned to do VFX in 3D.
Yeah, sure. Should I just start telling stuff?
Let's start from the beginning, year zero.
Okay. Yeah, I was, as you mentioned before, I was doing YouTube videos with a friend called Julian and Bam. We made a channel called JuBaFilms where we made like dance short films. And my friend already was a pretty good guy at camera work and like directing and stuff. And I was like, how do I fit in there? I need to do something that I can only specialize on, and it was VFX. So that's how I got into VFX.
See, so you kind of like saw that spot open in your crew and you filled it because.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I see. How long did it take you to like kind of like get comfortable with visual effects?
I don't know. Like, I think it went pretty fast because we. I think the best way to learn things is just to you take on the project where you don't know how to do things first, and then you try to implement what you learn from tutorials into that project. And yeah, it's much easier than just following tutorials and try to recreate the tutorial, because you just stupidly like do stuff one by one, and then you forget things pretty easy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like you also have like much more motivation to actually finish it, right? Because it's part of a bigger thing. So you,
Yes, right.
yeah, want to get that, see that
And you know
being
how to
yeah,
use those effects in like other manners too, and that's the good thing.
yeah. What is actually your or maybe let's continue a bit further. So you did those, yeah, you kind of like specialized on VFX and 3D to like fill that hole in your crew back then.
Mm.
What's like, how did it continue from there? Like, because at some point you stopped doing those short films together regularly, and you focused more on other things, right?
Yes, but I still focus on like doing visual effects stuff. I started on actually I wanted to do like more action stuff with lots of comedy. I partnered with another guy, a friend of mine called John Yuk, and then we made a channel called Newtown Monkeys where we also made more game-themed movies or short films, and this is just the best playground for VFX stuff.
Yeah. Video game stuff is really forgiving.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and then yeah, after that you went more independent, right?
Yeah. After that, I started my own channel called Gong, and this is the channel I still like play on today. But yeah, there was a break like 2 years ago, and now this year I start to reboot this channel again. And yeah, on that channel I focused more on just doing like really regular YouTube stuff, but in a little bit different way with the knowledge I had as a filmmaker.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's also what makes your videos stand out still. Like that, it's like yeah. I think you described pretty well. Like it feels like I'm watching like a cool YouTube video of like yeah, a YouTuber that I'm kind of like following along and just hearing his stories. But then there's like twists that I don't expect with like either it's like through storytelling, right? Like there's like suddenly like a story developing that feels like kind of unreal and then it like gets crazier and crazier, or there's just like a visual effect or trick that I don't realize is a trick first and then it reveals itself, right? So I think you do a really cool, unique take on that whole format in the way you do it.
Thank you.
For sure. And from all those different experiences you had, like through that career, what was your favorite project or moment?
Oh, I had many favorite projects or moments. That's a hard question to answer. I don't know if I think uh, right now the project I'm doing right now is like one of my favorite right now. I think because it's something where I learn a lot from.
What are you doing right now?
I'm starting a new format where I try to ask some random dude who has nothing to do with filmmaking at all or acting at all, and I'm asking him like, if there's a role in a movie where that he wants to play, which role would it be? And I was asking someone in the community, and he was saying like he wants to play the blue ghost from Avatar. You know that? And yeah, then we just wrote a script for that one and prepared everything and tried to make him look cool as the Blue Ghost.
That's pretty. That's pretty fun. That's a very fun concept. When can
Yeah,
we see the first episode of that?
I hope in about a month. Not sure though, but I hope in about a month because this it's also the first time where I like try to improve the cinematography a lot. We also shot with anamorphics and try to make pretty good lighting with not that much lighting as possible. And yeah, this is where and also it's a project where I learn directing a lot because we have a lot of like drama and a lot of dialogue also. Because usually in my projects I don't have a lot of dialogue. It's all like just visual comedy or action.
Yeah, but that sounds really interesting. I'm really excited to see that. And also, I guess, Leah, from like what you're saying, where you want to improve, like if, like, yeah, how that comes across now that you want to focus more on that.
Yeah.
Maybe like where does the kind of like your focus on action come from? Like, did you just watch a lot of Jackie Chan movies in your childhood, like me, or like, what? How
Most.
did it happen?
No, I was watching a lot of action films from Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Donnie Yen, and this is where the inspiration comes from, and also from like Japanese cartoons, anime, also. especially when I think one of the biggest inspiration is Edgar Wright's Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
It's not exactly an anime
oh,
per se, but it's very inspired by anime. And when I watched it, it was really like mind blowing for me.
yeah, man.
So
Oh,
yeah,
I'm honestly really a little surprised, but like really disappointed that Hollywood didn't do more like that, right? Because I mean,
yeah.
yeah, the movie flopped, but like the style is so cool, and we didn't get anything else like it. So why is that? What's happening? We need
Yeah,
more of that.
exactly. I think it was just released at the wrong time, so this is why it flopped. I think if the movie would be released like today, it would be really successful.
Yeah, I guess back then, like nerd culture was more not so normalized, right? It was more looked
Yeah,
down upon the general audience. So yeah, maybe
yeah,
if it released now, it would be more celebrated. I guess like I
no,
mean because Ready Player One is basically it's like very different, but it's also a celebration of nerd culture, and that one did
yeah,
really well, right?
yeah. That one did really well, but also because it's uh, I don't know, was it a Spielberg movie or someone's like a pretty known director did it, right?
I think Spielberg like produced it or something. I don't think he directed it. Let's look it up.
Yeah, it could. No, he directed it.
He did.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. I mean, for that, I didn't think the directing was really good. Honestly.
Yeah. But it was
Damn.
a fun film. I love
Yeah,
this
yeah,
movie too.
yeah. It's really fun. Have you actually seen the last one? The last the movie that basically about himself, Fableman. Have you seen that one?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that yet. Have you?
Yeah, yeah. I watched it in a plane.
Yeah, I saw a lot of good critics, so I wanted to watch it too, but somehow I didn't get to watch it.
It's really cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It definitely has his charm. Like he didn't lose his charm. It's nice. It's really nice to watch.
That's nice.
Do you have any like goals outside of improving your directing and I guess like getting into this new format that you thought of? Do you have any other plans for the upcoming year? Like something you wanna finish or something you want to achieve in a year from now?
Yeah, I think it's just like having some kind of no. I think like the YouTube thing is the main thing I want to concentrate on right now, just because no one ever got to reboot that YouTube channel yet,
Hmm.
and that's a goal I just want to achieve.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Interesting.
and
So
also I want
that's
to make like a have a how do I say that a format that I can that is like constant that I can
Mhm.
just constantly produce. And because in the past I was already always like doing uh, a lot of different things, and there wasn't a thing where people can see this video and say, hey, that's his thing, because
Yeah.
next week I'll upload a video which is like I don't know, playing guitar and singing songs. And then next week it's a short film again. It's always it was very chaotic.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely get that. It really helps, like growth, right? Like when you have something that you can repeat and that's a good formula and that keeps people entertained and engaged. It's really good to
Yeah,
have something like that. Even though, like, I personally don't like. I feel like I'm a viewer that doesn't care much about consistency, but I
mm.
definitely see how the majority of viewers appreciate that, right? Like something they just know it's gonna be online when they get home or something, and they can just like depend on it and yeah, look forward to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And it's just much easier because if you have a creative concept or a creative channel, like I did, where I need to think of a new concept like every week and also produce uh, like stuff that is not easy to produce. It's uh, very difficult. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
the format I'm going for right now is a good trade-off for consistency and still creative stuff.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I'm very excited to see that. Yeah, really cool. What is your general like view? Because I feel like you are kind of like in a more independent part of the creative industry, where like you are mostly I guess watching out for yourself, right? With like what you produce and how you market yourself.
Yes.
How do you see that part of the creative industry develop right now? Like, what's the current state of that?
I think it's it kind of got much easier if you're like known, but it's also much harder because there are so many more people who are into this part of in creative industry right now, because you have so many people you have to compete with and so on and so on. And yeah, but I think it's also much easier because people are more like, the film industry is like more open for newbies who haven't been to VFX schools or something, or film schools. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's definitely much more laxed now than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you actually like? Is your plan still to get or like to be in the kind of like film industry, or do you really want to focus on the independent online content creation world?
Right now, I will focus more on like the independent content creation work, because I've been doing some projects in the film industry, but I don't know, it's really not my thing, because I think it's really still a lot toxicity is there,
Okay.
because people tend to be very conservative about how things should be, how things should run out in the film industry. And if someone new just comes in, they're not really nice.
I see. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's definitely less flexible than the world that you are in right now, that we're
Yeah.
living with the content creation stuff. Yeah. Is that I'm kind of wondering, like, do you feel like in this field, like the online content creation world, is there some kind of elite developing, or is it still pretty flat?
What do you mean with elite developing?
With yeah, when you say like the film industry, it's a bit toxic with like we have to do things this way, and it's unflexible. Because I feel, yeah, the online world has been around, I guess, for like 15 years now, like when YouTube
Yeah.
started, or like when YouTube really took off. Is it like still really relaxed? I guess what I want to get to is that when I saw kind of like the networks rising, like Mediacraft and like this
Mhm.
big network rising thing, that felt like a institutionalization and like kind of like corporatization of this whole like system. And I'm
Oh,
wondering,
okay, okay,
is
okay.
that still happening? Because I feel like it kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it's there are still agency and networks, but I think they kind of lost their purpose, because you can pretty much do a lot alone, because maybe the agency is still important, because there are like they therefore communicating between you and the customer, and yeah, but yeah, it's a lot easier without them, I think.
See, okay, so it's like, would you say it's true that kind of like the big corporate world kind of realized that, okay, this online world, these YouTubers, they are just too independent and too self-sustaining. Like there's no really real space for us in there.
What do you mean with no
Yeah,
real
because
space?
like for them, like for like big companies, like yeah, like big networks like Mediacraft, like wanted to get in there and
Oh,
like
actually, it is useful, because okay, maybe I communicated the wrong way, because for people like me, for example, I already have like a lot of I tend to manage a lot for myself. but sometimes it's also just useful to like give up some of this work to another party. So it definitely is helpful. And if you're like someone who isn't in this industry yet, then it's definitely useful.
Okay, so you would advise that people who want to make this work, that they start reaching out or looking for kind of like corporate partners to handle specific things for them.
Yes, yes, yes. There are many ways. So this is one way. Doing it yourself is also another way.
Maybe it would be like, I mean, maybe you have some insights there that could be interesting for our viewers here. Like, what would you recommend? Like, maybe any like specific, like maybe a website that you can like get information on about this or something like that.
Yeah, it's I think in this way it's kind of well, I tell you how it happened to me, because it's not like I'm reaching out to other people, but other people reach out to me because of the projects. So this is how it happened to me. So this is why I just think, okay, if people really tend to get into it and they're good at it and they just create, and people see it, that's how you get into it. And if you have the help with like those companies, it's of course much easier.
Okay, okay. So I get, so then the way is the other way around, right? Like when you start to get popular and you start to gain a following, then you will get contacted by people wanting to
Yes,
help you. I see, I
yes,
see.
yes.
And is there like an easy way, because there's also a lot of scam online, right? Like is there an easy way
Yeah,
to
a lot.
like distinguish between what's a scam and what's honest?
Yeah, I think you just have to research
Mm.
on those mails, because I tend to get a lot of scam mails too. And I just right now, if I just see them, I think you can distinguish. It's easy to differentiate them from the serious one, because they seem like copy paste mails a lot.
Mm. I see, I see. So yeah, but like researching is definitely a good tip then, yeah. Like kind of like trying to figure out, is there any information in this email that leads to more information on the internet, right? Like is this a real
Yes.
company, real people? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Nice, nice. Okay, okay. Um, can you see any kind of like new opportunities or avenues in your field that are opening up recently? Kind of like, I mean, like most of the time we like this question goes towards AI, right? Because it's a big topic always.
Hmm.
Yeah, but what do
But
you think?
it's definitely helpful. Like right now for a project, I'm using like do you know Wonder Dynamics?
Oh yeah, yeah, I wanted to use it also for something soon.
Yeah, they actually advertise their stuff with like you can replace humans with animations and stuff, but I'm using it just for camera tracking right now, because you can
Ah,
also export the whole thing in Blender, and
yeah,
then everything is ready. You just have to put in the geometry, and yeah, everything's done. So it's much easier than just tracking stuff yourself and figuring out, okay, which points can I use to track, and how can I make this little bit more contrasty? Yeah, so
yeah. Yeah, I was
that's
really
how it goes.
interested in that because they added the camera tracking feature not too long ago, right? That was more like a new
Yeah,
feature they
yeah.
added.
I think it's just some months. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely want to get into that. So, like, you tried it out, and the camera tracking feature is really solid. Like, it can solve everything.
I have tried it out for some scenes, but yeah, it works.
Nice, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll try it out
Because
soon
I
too.
had Yeah, you should. You should. I had some problems like tracking some scenes because the lighting was really flat and
Hmm.
there was not much contrast. But then I was just researching for new ways, and then I came up with Wonder Dynamics.
Damn. All right, nice, cool. I'll try that. Do you like, yeah, so I guess Wonder Dynamics is a really cool new tool to use. Do you have any other things that you found recently that you think are, yeah, worth trying out?
You mean about just about AI stuff or
I guess
also other?
for the creative process in general, maybe.
I think you can use everything that's just out there nowadays. Like for example, uh, stuff like Embergen 2. That is, if you need to simulate things, there are so many things that helps us do stuff in real time right now, and it's kind of stupid not to use it.
Yeah, real time is so fun. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, with Embergen, like fire simulation and smoke simulation was always so frustrating because you had to learn what every value did because you couldn't just like change the value and then see what it did, right? You just like you could
yeah,
change it and then wait for an hour to see what it actually did. So it was really hard to learn by doing with those simulation tools. But now with like Embergen, where you can just like literally see what everything does by just changing the value, it's so much easier to learn those things.
yeah, exactly. And just because also doing a lot of R&D research is just so important for defining looks and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. Um, I would start getting into viewer questions now. So if anyone has questions, you should write them in the chats now, or if any students are in the live in the voice chat in on the Discord server, you can yeah, just come in and ask your question directly. We'll give you a few seconds to do that. Oh, okay. Eric, the only killer, says he has so many questions prepared. All right, man.
Go for it.
Hit us. Okay, so he says, what is the biggest learning you did since you started with YouTube that you wish to knew earlier?
Okay. That's a good question. I think okay, one thing, it's not really specific to YouTube, but to social media in general, is I think the most important metric is for like doing YouTube stuff or I don't know, Instagram Reels or things like these, is just how shareable things are. So if you just have this question in mind, like, is this thing shareable? Would I, if I see this if I see this video myself, would I just share it to another person and say, hey, that could be you, or something like that? Is it relatable enough? I think this is one of the biggest thing that I learned,
Yeah, that's a
which
good
I
tip.
wish
Yeah.
to, yeah, because sometimes you just get lost in like ideas that you love, but then you don't think about okay, how do I sell this, right? Because going for YouTube videos is also some kind of like it's also some kind of business, marketing business, and you need to know how to sell these things. And yeah.
Yeah. All right, he got another question prepared already. I'm the type of guy who learns, reads, watches courses and tutorials, but I never really start using these things. Like starting doing YouTube videos or posting advices on TikTok, Instagram, and there's always the saying, just start doing, but I really have trouble to jump over the stick.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I'm a perfectionist too. I think like in the past it was so much easier to start out things because you can concentrate on being a perfectionist, because you can, like earlier in when we did JuBaFilms, we uploaded videos like every half year or every 3 months or something like that. And now it's usual to upload things every day. So earlier it was much easier because you can like concentrate on every scene, make it perfect. But now you just have to um, let go of that perfectionism. And I think it's also a good way to start out and learn and do things, because if you get rid of the perfectionism, you can just do it, even if it's bad. But if you don't do like okay, just think about if you get one good video out in 6 months and you do like, I don't know, 30 videos within 6 months, you also learn within these 6 months with 30 videos. Maybe you learn like much faster because you produce much more than just being stuck on one project in 6 months.
Do you have any like tips to kind of like get over, maybe it's anxiety, like get over the anxiety of starting something?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I know it's a big mental thing. It just needs to be like some kind of click thing. Just do it. Like every cliche posting advice on TikTok and Instagram says, just do it. Because I think the biggest fear that we have is that that people say, yeah, this video is kind of shit, it's bad, but if you just start out, it's normal. When I started out doing like Gong, for example, people told me this video is cringe, etc. But this is how you can evaluate and see, okay, this is what I'm doing better next time.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I got like a tip for this too. Of for me personally, when I feel like I have an idea, but don't, I just can't get it off the ground for some reason. I noticed that when I'm in a different environment, like in a different country, or even like not working to a, what I do often is I just hang out in hotel lobbies because they're super comfortable and you can sit there for free and you can like order drinks and stuff. So I just
Yeah.
like sit in a hotel lobby with my laptop, and that's also sometimes really kind of the little kick that I need to start writing something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually a good tip too. Like being somewhere else than home.
Uh, Juicy. Yeah, I hope, Killer, that answered your question. Do you have any more of your prepared questions? They are very nice. Juicy Wani says, I did not expect to see Gong Bao today. Well,
Oh
he's
no.
here. Okay, I think he's got another question here. So, do you have any tips for filming myself? I think it's super hard, but I need to learn it. But my camera has no autofocus, so it's even harder. Haha.
Yeah, I think the focus thing is just figuring it out. Just you know, doing it and staying on the same distance. But filming yourself is also by just practicing it. When I started out, I was talking really slow. I always had to like repeat stuff again till it kind of worked, and yeah, now it works better. So this is just a practice thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of practice. I think something that I do when like I personally, when I direct people who don't have experience with acting, or even like sometimes my friends like also asked with like when they need to record online interview or something like that, or I like to give the tip that they should ask themselves a question that will prompt them to give the answer, right? Like to say what they want to say, right? So if I wanna, I don't know, talk about my I don't know, want to talk about a video that I did recently, maybe you can start off by just like saying out loud the question, like, what is the video about that you did? And then you just react to yourself. You just like answer to yourself basically, and then you can just take that part of the recording. First, could work. You can try it out.
Yeah, try that out. But I think it's easier in an interview environment, right? Because you're talking with someone. I
It's
think,
yeah, it's definitely easier if there's someone you can actually answer to, but if there's no
yeah.
one, it still could help a little bit at least.
Or you can just, yeah, you can just think of a person there and talk to him.
Yeah, just imagine your fantasy friends. They're all around you.
Yeah, the good thing about filming, recording stuff is you don't have to like upload it. Just do it, look at it, cringe a little bit, do it again till you see some improvement.
Kilua also said it's a very general question, but how do you come up with new ideas? I know that you have also your difficulties with it, but I still want to know what inspires you for new ideas.
Mm, yeah, I think just consuming a lot also helps inspiring. Like I don't know, when I watch movies, then I'm like, okay, this scene is a good solo scene where I can make a whole topic about it, open a whole topic about it, and make a short film about it, maybe, or maybe okay, I think it's just consuming a lot of things, maybe going around experiencing stuff, and that's where you get your inspiration for new ideas. Because when I was like doing the YouTube channel Gong Bao, and when I just farted out like ideas every week, at the end it was so difficult because there was nothing left. I already farted out everything, and then I had to make a break, make some experience there and here, and this is where I get the ideas.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's also kind of like you probably need to develop a sense or like a type of sensibility to the outside world where you like see the outside world as inspiration, right? Where you don't feel
Yeah,
like everything needs to come from inside of you, but you are accepting of the ideas around you
yeah,
and it's fine for you to just use those ideas for your own creativity.
exactly. It's I think the biggest like the most difficult thing about finding new ideas and experiences, I think, socializing, because I'm like a very big introvert. I don't like to socialize, but socializing is one of the best inspirational like inputs you have, because you talk with other people, you get their perspective, and there you get like much more input than just going out and trying to experience stuff by yourself.
Yeah, 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 that's true. I mean, yeah, every good story, or like most good stories at least, have at least two characters interacting with each other. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're out there alone, it's maybe a bit different type of story. Socializing is super important, but Killua is also a huge introvert. Introverts
Welcome to the
unite.
club.
Yeah. Is there anyone else who wants to ask a question? I like a lot that Eric, that you are Killua, that you're so eager to ask your questions, and if you still have some, definitely
Yeah.
get them out. But yeah, anyone else, don't feel shy to ask some questions. And now Killua asks, and now the most important question: what's your rank in Valorant?
Oh, okay. It's right now it's ascendant, I think, but I peaked at immortal though.
Peaked at Immortal. I mean, Immortal sounds like something you would peak at, right? Like, what is above Immortal?
Radiant.
Rigid?
Radiant. It's
Oh,
the highest
Radiant.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
If you're Radiant, you're like the top 500, I think.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, that's very hard to get, probably.
Yeah.
Sheesh, Macher, Alter. Real Macher
But
move.
I stopped playing this game. It kind of destroyed my productivity. When I started out playing a lot of Valorant, I was like, oh no, I don't want to work. I don't want to do it. It's like fleeing into another world instead of being productive, because Valorant was like, oh, I want a game. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Have you played the finals?
Yes, I did. It was fun. I played it with some friends.
Nice. That's my go-to game for like a few months now.
Oh, you're still playing it?
Yeah, yeah, I'm still playing it. I mean, I like my friends are really busy right now, so I didn't haven't been playing it for like 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, usually I play it like I don't know every few days. It's really fun to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like it too. It's pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah, so intense with all the destruction. Like anything could like a whole building could just like roll over the map. It's so insane. Oh, we got a new question from Deleted Shits. What all softwares do you use? What's your main softwares?
Oh wow. That's should I just call out every software I use?
It's like, so I guess then you don't have like a main tool then, right? So you like to use a bit of everything?
Yeah. Also, well, the main tool for editing right now is Premiere, uh, Premiere Pro from Adobe, and when I want to like color grade stuff fast, I do it in Premiere too. But if I want to color grade stuff really professionally and have more options, I do it in DaVinci. And for effects, I use After Effects, like for compositing and stuff too. Even though I'm a fan of nodes too, but yeah, and 3D stuff, Blender and Emergen for like smoke and fire sims.
Yeah, that's the whole pipeline. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
For 3D tracking, do you also use Blender before you
Uh,
use the dynamics?
yes, I used Blender too, and then like earlier, I used like way back, I used Buju. Is it
Oh, yes, I remember Boujou.
Yeah. And then I was also using PF Track. I tried a lot of trackers.
What was your takeaway from PF Tracker? Because I was interested in checking it out again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
it was
you?
a good like one-click solve solution. So
Oh, okay. All right. I feel like Boujou only had like an automatic track, right? Like I was, because I don't
yeah,
remember being able to like do manual tracking at all. Just like kind of like masking things and then just hoping it worked, right?
yes. Actually, it's the same with PF Track, but the thing is, with PF Track you can also like do manual tracks too and mix it.
Let's see, nice.
Oh, actually, I was using how's this one called? I was using this for for an Amazon Prime series. For DE or something.
4DE, I have not heard of that one yet.
Uh, a 3D? Oh yeah, 3D equalizer. That was the one I was using.
Oh,
But
I've
I
heard of that
forgot
one, yeah.
everything. Yeah, I forgot everything already because it was so complicated to use.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but yeah, it looked really techy.
Yeah, it is. It's really complicated. I spent days learning this thing.
But was it worth it, or like at the end you just like didn't
Oh,
need it that
it
much?
was really good. It was really good.
Oh, all right, maybe I'll. Oh, but it's also really expensive.
Uh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
I was only using it for like 1 or 2 months for this job. So
I see. A permanent license is 7,700 euros.
oh yeah, don't buy the permanent license.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of the most expensive subscription
Yeah, but the good
prices I've
thing is
seen
you
it.
can use like the 3D scan of the environment, and this will help out like match everything to the shot too.
Oh, that's interesting. So you could do like a LiDAR scan, and then it would use that LiDAR scan
Yes,
to
yes,
match it.
yes, yes. You have to like manually match it too, but it helps out to like make the geometry uh, works.
Nice. I was also interested when you said that you edit in Premiere, but you still use Resolve sometimes if you want to do professional color grading.
Yes.
What's your like? Why do you do that workflow? Like, is Resolve editing wise not efficient for you?
No, I think it's the same. I'm just used to Premiere, so actually, if you want to go for Resolve, you can use I could just export the shortcuts to Resolve tools and edit there.
So it's more
But
like just a personal preference
yeah,
at this point.
but also I'm filming with the FX Stream at the moment, and I'm with a monitor, which is where I can film like ProRes RAW, and DaVinci doesn't support ProRes RAW yet, so.
Ah, okay, yeah, that's a big argument then.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. I would like, since we're almost at an hour now, I would like to still do a mind meditation exploration experiment with you, if you're down for that.
Okay.
I don't know if I told you about this, or like if you had did any research on that, but basically I like to do this with all my guests because it's kind of like reveals a little bit on their inner creative workings, because I'm gonna ask you to imagine things, right? And
Okay.
you tell me what you see, so you kind of like take me with you in your imagination, right? So you just like tell me, oh, I see this happening, and yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting because I'm not the type of spontaneous and creative guy. I need to think a lot about things first.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right, yeah, maybe this will reveal something to you. Yeah, let's see. Because like,
Sounds interesting.
yeah, let's just get into it, and then we can kind of like talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so to get into it, I wish I had like some calming music, or like I think I think we should get like an introduction song to this, where it's like getting ominous and then like relaxing. But yeah, basically, I would like you to just try to relax a little bit, try to be with yourself, right? Try to forget that we're in an interview. And if you like to, you can also start closing your eyes, because I'm gonna ask you to imagine things, and
Okay.
that's maybe easier if you have a clearer image in your head. So yeah, that now that we are ready, I would like you to imagine an apple,
Okay.
and just tell me everything you see.
Well, there's an apple in the middle, and there's grass, blue sky, and butterflies. Pretty cliche.
Uh-huh. Is the grass? Oh, the apple is on the grass, like on the floor.
Yeah, it's on the grass.
All right. Can you get closer to that apple? Can you describe to me how its surface looks like?
Yes, it's a red apple with a little bit of like greenish tint at some spots, and warm.
I like that you had those butterflies. Can you like look at those butterflies, see what they're doing?
Yeah, they're just swirling around the apple, like a lot of colorful butterflies, like green, blue, red.
Nice. Oh, that sounds beautiful. I would like to be there too. Let's try to make something happen. Like, can you make those butterflies pick up the apple and carry it around?
Yeah, of course, I do.
Easy.
Yeah,
All right, all
it's
right.
not that easy though, but yeah, they can make it work.
That's nice. When you imagine things like this, is it like a clear movie happening in front of you, or is it like cuts? Is it like a cutscene, or is it like you were standing there and everything is happening for real?
No, it's actually like a movie, like certain shots coming up.
Ah, so like you have edits, like you cut
Yeah,
from
yeah,
one
yeah,
perspective to the other.
yeah, exactly.
Interesting, interesting. Do you also have kind of like letterbox or something?
No, I don't have that.
Okay, so it's still like fully 180-degree immersive.
Yes, yes.
I see, I see. Okay, I would like to get back into the imagination for a little bit, and ask you to abstract that apple, maybe make it turn into some form of liquid. Does that work for
What,
you?
extracting the apple?
Abstract, like,
Oh, abstract.
yeah, yeah. Try to turn that apple into water, for example.
Okay. Yes.
What happens?
Um, looks like a comet. Like I don't know. It's like a kind of a blue sky where the apple is like flying like a comet, and there's like watery how's it called? Like the things
Almost like
behind.
dust behind it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like watery dust behind it with like with bubbles.
That's cool. That's cool. Can you continue that idea and like have it splash or like crash into the planet?
Uh, yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah. The total explosion. crash into a city. Total
Oh, damn.
explosion.
Is it like with explosion you mean like a water explosion or like actual like
No,
fire
it's
explosion?
it's an actual fire explosion. That's the first thing that came into my mind.
All right, I want to try to like get like real abstract now. Like with everything that's happening in front of you, can you have that inside of a snow globe that you hold in your hand?
Okay. Like, okay. Yeah.
You got that?
Yes.
Nice, nice. Do you feel that weight of the snow globe in your hands? Like, do you actually feel the sensation
Oh,
of the snow
should I
globe?
really hold it? Like,
Yeah, try
oh,
holding
okay,
it.
okay. All right, yeah, I do.
All right, all right. Can you imagine? I guess there's still a fire happening in there, right? Like, can you imagine the heat from it? Like, do you feel the heat?
No, not really.
Okay, that's interesting. You feel the weight, but the heat. Maybe we need to imagine something that's like more obvious
Because
heat.
it's yeah, maybe because it's enclosed in an orb. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah. Okay, try turning that snow globe into a fireball then, like you're some kind of anime superhero.
Okay.
Right. Do you feel some heat now?
I can imagine feeling the heat, but I don't really feel the heat. Like,
I see. Okay, okay. Do you smell the fire? Does it smell burned?
no, no.
Do you hear the fire crackling?
Yes.
How clear do you hear it?
Like, I don't know how to say that. Like, just how clear I can imagine it.
So kind of like, I guess maybe you could give me like a percentage, like if you just know how clear something sounds in the real world and then how clear it sounds in your head, like how much percentage of that is it?
Oh. I say like, I don't know, 40, 50%.
I see. I'm also pretty interested in the, I guess, like visual value in that, like the imagination you have in front of you, like how clear is that compared to your real eyesight?
Not that clear. I think well, because my brain right now is kind of like switching from one picture to another. It's not like very calm, you know?
Ah, okay. What is
Yeah.
happening exactly?
Like sometimes I switch from holding the globe to what is um
Say it in German.
fireplace, like,
Oh, fireplace. Uh-huh.
yeah. And then sometimes things just displace. Like that's really weird.
Oh, interesting. So like things start to abstract on them on
Yeah.
their own.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay. That's interesting. When you open your eyes, can you imagine things like being in a room in front of you?
Yeah, I can.
So is it kind of like half transparent overlaid, or like how does it look to you?
I think it looks like something where I just go into my head. Like I still see those things, but then I just don't pay attention to what's in front of me, and then I'm in this room.
Uh-huh. I didn't. I can't imagine that right now. Can you describe that again, please?
It's like a little bit like spacing out.
Ah, okay. So it's kind of like coming in and out, like your imagination.
Yeah, right.
I see,
Because I
interesting.
shift concentration on this picture, and then when I try to imagine it, I shift it on what's in there.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that basically would conclude the little mind exploration. I found it really interesting. Like later on, when you said that things start to abstract on their own, right? That things started changing without you controlling them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but sometimes my brain is like that. It's like so chaotic and things just show up out of nothing. It's like before you sleep and then there are like 1,000 pictures coming in.
I mean, that's usually something that people with ADD have, right? When they like, yeah, just ideas and inputs like coming in randomly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't researched stuff about that yet.
Okay, okay. Maybe to how did you experience this? How did it feel for you? What did you learn?
I think for me, it's really hard to concentrate on one thing because there's always stuff switching up. It's even though sometimes I really meditate, like I practice meditating like long ago also, it's really hard for me to do that.
I see, I see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm similar in the way where I can't concentrate on like when I imagine something and I don't keep my focus completely on it, it also
Yeah.
starts abstracting and starts turning into something else, almost like liquid. But for you, it seemed like more like the inputs came in, right? Like maybe not what you imagine completely changes, but like other things come in from the outside, right?
No, actually, it's like when we did the meditation, it was more like change, like morphing.
I see. Yeah, yeah. That's I guess that's similar then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting. But because I myself I have ADD, so like it was kind of like similar how you described it.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is that how you got to this kind of meditation practice?
uh, I got the. I think I saw it in a. I honestly don't remember where I saw it, but I heard of this practice where people like ask each other to imagine something.
Mhm.
I honestly don't remember where I originally saw it, but I started doing it with my friends because I found it really interesting in doing it with them, and then one of my friends did it to me, and then yeah, like I kind of like learned about. I guess it kind of revealed to me a little bit about my strengths and weaknesses, especially when I was trying to learn 3D modeling and drawing,
Mhm.
because I kind of like connected with that because I can't keep a steady image, right? Like I can imagine like you, like really clearly something,
Yeah,
but it starts changing. Like if I
yeah,
don't keep it in mind, like very with a lot of focus, it just starts changing. So when I start drawing something or sculpting something, I could just get lost, right? Because like, oh yeah, this is how I imagined it, but then like, what did I imagine again? I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay, right, right. But isn't it that like the normal thing? Because
No, no,
most
no, it's
people.
not normal.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought that was normal because maybe usually people like tend to have like reference and draw from that, right?
No, honestly, like imaginations and like how imagination works, it's so different, and that kind of also like I did it with a lot of friends, and that revealed to me that kind of like I got a bit more accepting of other people's opinions because I kind of
Mhm.
realized that everybody really sees the world in a different way, or at least remembers and processes the world in a different way.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I would recommend you just do that with a few friends, and maybe you'll find out that yeah, everybody is really different in that way.
yeah, that's pretty interesting. Have you ever had someone who couldn't like visualize stuff?
Yeah, yeah, I know two people who are like that, but they are still creative people. They just don't think in images. They think in concepts and emotion, right? So
Oh, okay.
if they start drawing something, for example, they don't imagine a clear image, but they start drawing and they kind of listen to their emotional reaction to what they see. So they kind of like have an emotional reaction. Oh, this would need to be bigger or smaller. So it's just a
Okay.
different way of working.
That's crazy. These people sound like geniuses to me, you know? Because I think like for example, I don't know if you like watch movies or listen to music or something, like emotion is such a big thing. Like creating a certain vibe in a movie is something that influences people so much.
Yeah. It's a huge skill to be able to transmit your emotions to others, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Did you like the experiment?
Yeah, it was kind of fun because because I kind of realized, okay, that is really difficult to do.
Yeah. It's difficult for some people, and for some it's really easy. Yeah, it's really different. Cool, man. Yeah, I would like to look one more time at the comments here if anyone has still a question. Calvin, the therapist. No, this has nothing to do with therapy. I mean, maybe like maybe like it helps a little bit in self-reflection, but don't ask me for therapeutic input, please. It's crazy. Keanu, I think, has a question here. How do you find motivation to finish a project? Are you output driven, or do you have genuinely enjoy the process?
This is a really good question because I think at the beginning I was really output driven. So this is why I couldn't really like make big projects. But right now, when I struggle to like find some kind of purpose to continue doing creative stuff, it was kind of much easier if you just find enjoyment in the process. Like when you when I make movies and I just know I love being on set. I love filming stuff and making like experiment on lighting, etc. And this is how I find the motivation to finish a project also.
By always kind of like trying something new that inspires you to learn something.
Yeah, because if you're output driven, you will be like there's a lot of self-doubt, you know, and then you will be like, okay, I don't know if I want to like touch this project again because I don't know if it's good enough. And if you just enjoy like making movies and especially if you don't do it alone but with other people, so you share the enjoyment, it's much easier to finish a project and to do projects.
Yeah. I think that's a really good tip. Just like finding your group, finding your environment where it's easy to
Yeah.
be creative, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I think that concludes it for now. It's also already 10 minutes over, so I don't want to take more of your
worries.
time. But yeah, I'm really happy you came
Well,
for the
we
interview.
can talk longer if you want to. I'm down for it.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What about your experience? Like, how did you get into VFX and how did you start out and how did you know like this is the thing you want to do? Like I know you
Sure.
already for such a long time, but I never knew how you got into it.
That's interesting. The interview switches around. The interviewee becomes the interviewer. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, we never really talked to each other, but we know each other for such a long time. So I'm happy that you also want to know. So yeah, basically, I had a really good friend group in my school years, and we started making movies, like little videos together, and especially my friend Yanis, he started learning After Effects because I was kind of like how we did things in the beginning. I was always writing scripts and directing, and sometimes
You were the
camera.
creative one, so
No, he was also really creative, but we had different skills. And he was acting and doing also a lot of editing. Yeah, he was actually doing all the editing in the beginning. And then he also learned a little bit of After Effects and Blender. And then we basically just like taught each other through these years, just everything we learned ourselves. We just taught the other person, right? So that made it...
that's cool.
Yeah, that made it a really fun process of improving yourself and improving together. And yeah, basically I just wanted to make movies and kind of just like get the ideas in my head into reality in some way. Um, and because of that, I also then learned Blender and hit film for visual effects in the beginning because I just needed those things for my movies, right? Like I wanted to make a
Wait, but
movie with hit
hit
film.
film, is it some kind of I heard of it, but I don't know exactly what it is. Is it some kind of effects compositing software too?
Yeah. It's basically like After Effects, but I personally still like it more because it's a more modern software, so it's much quicker. Like everything is almost real time,
Oh, okay.
and it's got not as many advanced features as After Effects, but it really has all the basics. So I mean, like all the stuff I did with Mike Diva, for example, I did everything in HitFilm. So like quality wise, it can totally deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I started using HitFilm because I wanted to make a movie where I was piloting a huge robot, right? So I needed to learn Blender and HitFilm to like make that, and so I did. And then I never really intended into getting like full-time VFX in 3D. It was more like a big demand for that, right? Like people saw I was like getting good at it, and so they asked me
Uh,
if I could do it for them too. So yeah, it just became more and more of my career, even though my real focus is just filmmaking and storytelling and just creating experiences for other people. Like that's really my core, I would say.
yes, I think that's the core of every creative guy. But that's the actually the advantage of people who do things that not everyone can do, like VFX. I think it's like really difficult thing to learn.
Yeah. It takes a lot of dedication because you're just home alone, like clicking on a
Yeah,
computer a lot.
yeah. But it's
uh,
also, I think, an advantage because you can make a whole movie out of your basement or your room.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially with Unreal Engine, where you have like so many assets already available to you. It's like you already walk onto a finished film set and you can just like tell them what kind of movie you want to make, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, man.
how did you get to know like Mike Diva and all those guys?
That's also kind of like a fun story. I when I just finished my first showreel, I think that was I don't know, it was a long time ago. But I basically sent it to Mike as an email, right? I sent him an email and just told him, "Hey man, I really like your stuff," because Mike was, yeah, really my number one inspiration, um, like the creative I really looked up to, right? Because his ideas were
Yeah.
always so weird and cool. So yeah, I just wrote him an email and told him that I just really like his stuff and here's my show reel. It would be so cool if we could do something one day together. And I didn't get a reply for 2 years. But
What?
then but then suddenly 2 years after, he just wrote me on Facebook and asked me if I could help him on his Japanese Donald Trump commercial.
So he saw it, but he haven't hasn't answered.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, "Oh, there was a guy who wrote him like 2 years ago."
Yeah, and he actually told me then he does that. Like he gets a lot of emails, obviously, right? And
Mm.
he saves people that he thinks have potential in like in a folder or something. And then when like a project comes up where he feels like, oh yeah, this person could fit that, he contacts them back, right? So yeah, that's his system.
Oh, crazy. So you were like writing a lot to people who you look up to work
I,
with them, or
I wasn't doing it a lot in the beginning, but like I guess from the experience with Mike where I saw it actually can work, then I just had no bad feelings, no barriers about that anymore. So I just like I just started writing people, but like I didn't write a ton of people. I just really wrote the people that I really wanted to work with and that I really appreciated. Emails like that, and yeah, that's how a lot of things happened.
yeah, that's crazy. Because I just found out that this kind of like if you go to someone and just show you real and tell them, okay, I'd be willing to work with you thing, this could work too, because I just got to know like some friends I worked with now, and then there he was like telling me, yeah, you could do that too, because I was only getting like people were coming to me to ask for cooperation, etc. I was never thinking like, hey, you could ask him too. But this works really good.
Yeah, yeah, it works. I mean, honestly, most of the time you will not hear back, right? Like, I don't know, like 95% of the times, like with
Yeah,
when those people are a bit more famous, like you probably don't get an answer, but it's still worth it, I think, because if
it is.
someone,
Yeah,
yeah, if someone does answer, if someone sees a potential in you, it's a huge deal. So yeah,
indeed. And there's nothing to lose. Like,
yeah, basically nothing to lose. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, Keanu says, thanks for the answer. It's hard these days if you are output driven, especially with AI giving you instant gratification.
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of.
the instant gratification is a really, really real thing. Yeah, it's just so satisfying, right? You just type in something and you get
Yeah, it works
artwork back. So,
immediately.
yeah, yeah.
But you
So,
can't control it that much. That's the only disadvantage.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like what I try to figure out, how to like control it more, right? To like give you what you actually want. But I actually found that, I mean, at least at this point, right, with like the skills that I personally have, putting the time into trying to push an AI to do what you want it to do is more work than just doing it in the
Yeah,
traditional senses.
yeah, that's something up for the developers.
Yeah. Hi from
Are you
Stoner.
using a lot
Hello.
of AI stuff? Like that helps?
Yeah, I mean, I try to. I I definitely experiment a lot with it, and I use AI in some projects already. Like I did a music video recently where I did all the environments with AI. Like I built kind of like a in Blender. I just blocked out the scene in
Hmm.
3D, right, and then I had exported the depth map and had the texture generated, and then projected it back. So that was a really fun experiment to do a music video,
Hmm.
but uh, I don't really feel good about people using AI in a commercial sense yet because it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not trained in a ethic way, right? Like where the data comes from and how
Yeah,
it's being sold, it's all very unethical still. So I don't want big corporations and yeah, to use these products in a commercial way yet because it's just not ethical, sadly.
no, it's not. But it's also I don't think you can use it like quite effectively in like video environment, right? It's only good for pictures right now, I
Oh yeah,
think.
yeah. Picture works really well. Video is not good for commercial use at all yet now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like the picture generation is definitely already good enough for set extensions and paint outs and stuff like that. Like that's where it really already saves a lot of time. But still, like we don't, as far as I know, we don't have ethically produced model yet. So
Mm.
everything still feels a little undeserving and unfair, right? So
Yeah, but I think you can't because AI has to learn from somewhere.
yeah, yeah, but I mean the like Stable Diffusion and everything, right? Like Stable Diffusion was like the one that really took off and that made everyone start using it because yeah, Stable Diffusion was always intended as a research thing, right? It was never intended as a
Mm.
product. So it's basically just that technology is too quick for laws and people to catch up right now,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, so we just just the laws and like governments need to come in and make sure that they are not fucking over their own people by
yeah,
stealing,
yeah.
like letting other people steal their work. So yeah, that's
But that
just
will take
something.
some time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it's really important for everyone to kind of like stand for that, right? To like let everyone know we need to make these things ethical. Need to make them fair. Otherwise, it's just not a way forward. Otherwise,
Yeah, 100%. I think because it's just so much easier with AI than like drawing by yourself, for example.
yeah, sadly.
But do you know Sora AI?
Sora, Sora.
It's
What did it
a
do?
it it's like I think some kind of mid-journey for videos. You can just prompt stuff and it's
Oh, was it from
putting a theme.
OpenAI?
I don't know. I just saw some
Sora.
stuff on TikTok and I thought this is
Oh,
crazy.
oh, of course, yeah, Sora, Sora. I think they announced it like 3 months ago.
Oh yeah, it is from OpenAI. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, that one is really good. Um, Sora is not public yet, but there is a really good alternative that is public. It's from Runway Gen 3. That one is also
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that one too.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It's not as good as Sora, but I've personally been using Luma AI Stream Machine for like pitching projects and stuff like that recently.
Okay.
That one is really fun. That one's really fun to use too. But it's not that good though.
Is Luma AI also the app that can like do point clouds with just the video,
Yeah, yeah,
where you
that's
have
the
like a
same
whole
one.
3D scene? Yeah,
The
I already wanted to try that too. Is it easy to use?
Yeah, it's super easy to use. How was that called again? It wasn't Nerf. They did Nerfs before, but then Gaussian splatting. Yeah, they
Yeah,
upgraded to
Gaussian
Gaussian
splatting.
splatting. Yeah. Gaussian splatting is so genius because before Gaussian splatting there was Nerfs, right? And Nerfs used they knew you just used point clouds as input information and then used the AI algorithm or like an AI model to interpret those points as a real rendered image, right? So
Yeah.
that was a really cool idea, but it was really heavy to render. And Gaussian splatting basically gives you almost the same result, maybe not as detailed, but it's definitely more consistent. But the funny thing is, it's not AI at all. It's very like classic tracking and stuff, but how it's presenting the
Oh,
scenes is with 3D spheres, as far as I understood it, and those
okay.
spheres have different colors depending on what direction you look at them. Right, so it's much more performant because it's nothing too special render wise. It's just
Yeah.
a lot of spheres that have different colors depending on where you look at them.
But
So
could you like convert them to geometry or polygons?
no. I mean, it's still the same. Like the beginning of the process is still the same, where you like basically do a camera track and you get like a point cloud, right?
Yeah.
So from that you can generate geometry, but with Gaussian splatting, instead of creating geometry, it creates these Gaussian splats, right? Those spheres.
Mm.
So I don't think you can convert the Gaussian spheres into geometry because it's completely different type of format, basically.
Oh, okay. That would be cool if you could, because you can't like manipulate the geometry yet.
You can kind of displace the points, right? Like make them move around. Yeah, but I
Yeah, but
haven't I
it's
haven't experimented with that much myself yet.
yeah.
It's very cool.
Interesting.
Right. We have another question from Keanu. Cliche question, but where do you see yourself in 5 years? We kind of did the 1 year question before, but yeah, do you have an answer for that? Like in 5 years?
No, not really. I never have been the type of guy who knows where I will be in a certain time because I don't know. I was always focused on one certain project, and after that, I will do another project. So that's why I have no idea.
I see, I see.
Well, I think the ideal thing would be to be able to maybe direct a known movie
Hmm.
in the German film industry and make it like more open to younger filmmakers because it's still very conservative and yeah, many old people leading this industry and not open for newbies at all, even though they are maybe skilled or not. Yeah.
So you want to create a young, driven production.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. You should strive for that for sure. When
What about you?
in 5 years. I mean, I always like my goal for the last 10, 15 years was always to create a space for my friends where we can all work together and be creative together. And I had that with Mori, with my production company, that over the last 5 years. It was really, really nice. But now that I had that, I am not I'm not super sure what the next big thing is. I mean, I definitely want this school to work out, but I'm not super sure where this will go yet. Like how big I want this to become, right? Like at the moment, I just want it to feel very much like me, right? Like my personality. I just want to like create a environment where I can kind of like give the people what I like about life, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, also really hard for me to answer right now.
But I think like the school you do is like a really good idea because you're someone who's not who didn't go the traditional way, and it's also very good and valuable knowledge for people who just want to get in with their own talent without having to make like 3 years school first.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit alternative, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, but I think that's good. More open-minded.
Thank you very much. Yeah, man. I mean, I think we had a pretty good interview. Yeah, I don't really have a plan further. Killer says, "Hey, say him that I appreciate his answers to my questions." Yes, he appreciates you a lot.
Yeah, thank you for asking. It's
Yeah,
definitely interesting, and I love helping people. So just ask as much as you guys want.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, I would maybe Bao, if you're interested in that, I would like to do like a little workshop or something like that with you in the future, where you maybe like pick out something like a field that you are really good at, and do like a little workshop with the people here. That would be really
Yeah,
cool, I think.
sure, we can.
Nice. Yeah.
Anything you want, from storytelling to VFX stuff. I don't know. You're doing a lot of non-3D stuff here too, right? It's not only VFX, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, I try to just like have this school all about digital creativity,
Okay.
which means I guess like not so much focused on like live action stuff,
Hmm.
because I feel like if we do this like too broad, it could just feel a little too overwhelming to like be here, right?
Check.
Yeah, yeah. So as long as it's about digital creativity, I'm very happy to do something together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Let's
Awesome,
do it.
awesome. Nice. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm honestly really happy, really satisfied. I would kind of like close down the stream now, and yeah, say thank you to everyone who joined. It was really it was a pleasure talking with you, Bao. It was super nice. I hope we will
Thank you.
talk more
Same,
soon.
same. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. With that, I'll close the stream and say goodbye. Have a good night. Ciao ciao.